Hey, thanks everyone for joining to the video on demand of the Night City Wire live react that we always like to do here on YouTube. This might be the final before the launch, Dennis, right?
Don't say those things. You don't know what's gonna happen. Might
You're
be
right.
another year.
I mean, today would have been the day that the game came out.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. But
Here we are.
actually, we talked about it. We're personally we're fine with this, right?
I know many other people are as well. Like in terms of other games that have come out. Like today's the PlayStation 5 launch as well for Europe and the UK, and like having Spider-Man and Demon Souls, and if you're getting those games, like also fighting with Cyberpunk, then I think it's actually nice to have that a few weeks later.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks everyone for joining. YouTube is going in as well. Yeah, we got the kleine bit nice emotes there. If I've watched the 2 hours earlier when the event, is it possible for me to get the Blood Eagle pack? Nearly 2 hours. No, it should have been like the full 2 hours. Sorry, Nate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mace, we are both Dutch. This game needs to hurry up and come out already. Maybe they're gonna do, like Dennis, what are the chances that they say, and it's out now?
The chances? I'd say it's a fat. I'm gonna give it a fat 1% chance that that's gonna happen.
Or maybe they made a deal with Stadia. You can stream it now.
What other consoles do we have that they can make a deal with?
Funny thing. Like actually, before Google is giving people who pre-order Cyberpunk a free premium edition. Like they're actually doing a sort of deal. So I was not far off. But it seems to happen.
Maybe you're onto something. Maybe
like,
you're onto something.
We are closer than ever. We've never been this close to this game. And there are like real life billboards right now with an unerasable date. Like I think on Times Square they actually had, of course, some billboards. I think actually in the Netherlands they had some, like in the subways, some billboards with the game. So I don't think they can, like, sure they can still like delay it, but I think they're gonna do it now. And
maybe you can't erase the date on the billboard, but you can change out the billboard. So.
Oh, that's right.
You know, it's like, it's looking surer every time.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's like I don't know. I don't think they're gonna delay it again. I honestly don't.
No.
But
what do you think they will show now?
Can we rule out the possibility completely? I don't think so. I think they said something about that. Let me grab.
Yeah, they will talk about Johnny Silverhand, I think, like more about Keanu Reeves' character. That's why he's also in the thumbnail in the YouTube chat. Thanks everyone for coming in. There's no way they will delay it again. I'm with you, but I also thought that for the previous release date.
Yeah, same. We've been there before.
Yeah, I was really like, no. I actually made a bet with someone that I was like, no, it's totally coming out. It went gold. Everything is happening, but pretty crazy. But I think
that is of course also important to keep in mind. The game still went gold, so we know that, like, it's not gonna be another half a year of delays, I feel.
But on the other, like Halo, and of course that's a different, but it just shows you that everything is possible. It was supposed to come out in November, and now it's likely launching like next year at the end of the year maybe. So things can be weird, but they've been working on this for such a long time, and it's of course interesting. We had the new gameplay. That looked very interesting. I'm not sure if you saw.
Yeah, that was a nice surprise.
Yeah. So they said, hey, in a half an hour we suddenly have Xbox gameplay. But yeah, they did not show Xbox One gameplay. Only One X and Xbox Series X. And of course, good to notice that it's not the next gen version. It's like the game running in backwards compatibility. But like the rumors and them like actually saying during financial calls is that the like 2013 systems are kind of holding this game back. So them not showing that kind of has me worried, because you actually played Valhalla on the Xbox One.
Yeah.
And that...
Not anymore, by the way. Not anymore.
Yeah,
but I did for, I think, the first 20 hours of my playthrough.
Yeah, 30 hours.
30?
Insane, man. Yeah. You sometimes still send that footage for like things you found during that playthrough, and then like I boot that up and it's like a completely different game in a way.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine how Cyberpunk, that like Assassin's Creed, of course, is running on that engine, Origins, Odyssey, that already worked on the Xbox One. So sure, they added a ton of bells and whistles to it, But I do think they already had the groundwork like working on the Xbox One, and this game is of course completely different. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. I really hope that the extra time gives them like the time they need to polish the current gen version, because that is kind of what's holding them back.
One thing you do need to keep in mind in that regard, though, is that when Cyberpunk started development, that was practically still next gen. It's been in development for a very long time. Like, I don't remember when that first like teaser trailer was.
2013, like February or something, I think.
There we go.
Even before The Witcher came out.
So it has definitely been developed from the ground up with, what are we calling it? Are we still calling it current? Yeah, PS5.
Yeah.
We're still calling it current gen. So with current gen,
Actually, today
in mind,
you can change. I think it's this. You can put it both ways. I think actually today we can say last
humble
gen.
brag.
I think we can say last gen.
Yeah.
So
Today is the day we switched.
yeah. Valhalla on my Xbox One S is smooth lol, and I'm like with the lol, I'm like, is he kidding or not?
Xbox One S is smooth. I heard some complaints about that. I think doesn't it run on 30 FPS on the S?
It run. I mean, this is a 1S. This is a 1S. So you're
oh,
confused
1S.
with the name.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
I'm
that
confused
Microsoft
with
did
Series
that. Microsoft did that with the naming schemes. But
it's almost as bad as Battlefield at this point.
yeah. Cyberpunk should be third person, first person. So, yeah, like I don't know. I'm kind of like happy that they stick with one thing. Like, sure, there are third person moments while like in a vehicle and stuff like that, but what you see with like Fallout and Elder Scrolls, you can play those games in third person, but it just like then you will switch to first person. Maybe they should have done that so that people will be like, okay, first person is better. But I
just show how bad it looks.
yeah, just show how.
Yeah.
I get it though that people want that, but I think for a shooter like of this caliber with like enhancements to your face and like I think it's actually cool that you have like these eye implants that then really have an impact because you're playing a first-person shooter. I think that would be
I was gonna say
way more of an impact.
Specifically in shooter games, like the perspective actually matters a lot. As to how you play the game. Like I don't know if you remember anything about that, but like the Star Wars Battlefront games that DICE made, those you can play in first person, which looks awesome. It is way more immersive. But everyone's playing the game in third person because third person gives you such a huge advantage in like situational awareness, because you can see more. You can just objectively see more of the map and around your character and peek around corners when you're playing in third person. So like at the moment you add that, it's not really a choice anymore. It's like, do I want to handicap myself for immersion, or do I want to, you know, keep playing in the way that is easier, or at least allows me to see more.
This of course not a competitive game, so
but
because they have these styles, and like I prefer it as well that you see your character more often, but yeah, that's just not the game they're going for, and I can see why people like why that's then not your game. I still think that you should try it still. Like I think for a shooter, it just makes more sense to go this way.
Yeah.
Just increase
I
the
do. Just increase the FOV. Yeah, fair enough. That also works. Though I know that some people get motion sickness from that, so that might not be the solution for everybody.
No.
But and I still think you can check your character in third person in photo modes, though. It's not like
it's not
person doesn't exist. It's just not a way to play the game.
It's also hard to sit here and say it without playing the game. Like maybe we will not like feel that not having a third person mode is really like hammering the game. Thanks Devious Yodeler 94 for the sub there. I really appreciate it.
That's a good name.
Yeah. Okay, one more thing. Dennis, yes or no? Do we get post-launch plans here?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. I hope so too. I don't think they will do it, but I hope so too.
They did say it was a big one, so
yeah.
Here's hoping.
You don't believe in no fate. Every day digging the grave. Stepping up here with the stakes. City of dreams, city of...
and welcome to Night City Wire Episode 5, the show from us at CD Projekt Red, where we talk about all things Cyberpunk 2077. Now we're going to start today's episode with a new trailer that will take a closer look at Johnny Silverhand, before we go behind the scenes with Keanu Reeves and have a chat to English adaptation director Boris, who will tell us exactly what it was like to work with him. Then we'll be exploring the original score and talking about some of the radio stations you might listen to while driving around Night City. Before we take a look at the Jolly technology, which is powering facial animation in Cyberpunk, and unveil a new My Reward scheme, which anyone can take part in, no matter which platform
I
you'll be
know
playing
those
Cyberpunk
t-shirt
on.
logos.
We'll then wrap up today's episode with a brand new gameplay trailer. It's a busy episode, and it will be our final episode of Night City Wire before the game launches on December 10th. So, let's get going.
Cool. So I think we're already wrong, but
We will have like a sort of Ubisoft club system though. That's really what it looked like.
Yeah.
Where'd you even come from? How are we even talking? Gotta get out of here, understand? And I'll kill anyone who gets in my way.
You weren't dreaming, V. Those were memories. You two are connected in a way I can't make head or tail of.
Who? Me and who, Vic? Silverhand.
Johnny Silverhand. Real talk of the town back in my day.
He died, like, forever ago.
You mean to say there's an actual terrorist in my head, right now?
He burned down half the city just to prove he was right. And burned the other half just for fun.
What do you want from me? Destroy Arasaka. I don't even know what that means.
Do whatever it takes to stop him, defeat him, gut him.
He already tried to take over your body. You know, just for a little while.
Hear me, asshole? A bullet to the fucking brain. Get out! Just get the fuck out!
Tell me how to get rid of it.
You don't have much time left.
You had theories, Dennis, about Cyberpunk.
Yeah, the more I see, the more I think like I'm
And
correct.
you're a cunt. Maybe we'll fit together after all.
We can talk about that after the stream if
Yeah,
people are
sure.
interested.
Sometimes we like to share things with you, and other times we like to keep secrets, and it can be worth it for that big reveal. Pretty sure nobody was expecting to see Keanu Reeves on stage at E3 2019. So let's go behind the scenes to see how Keanu Reeves brought rocker boy Johnny Silverhand to life. You could say it's breathtaking.
Oh god.
Cyberpunk 2077, Johnny Silverhand. I've had the opportunity to do voiceover a few times. I'd worked on a cartoon. I had done some documentaries. I'd never done this much. You know you don't gotta speak out loud to talk to me. And I've processed some shit. Changed my mind. Don't want you dead anymore. You know, and got to play a character in so many kind of different ways because of different paths or threads or choices. So you almost get to play one moment, say you have a decision.
Would you take a bullet for me?
With 3 different behavioral attitudes. So that was fun. You know, Johnny's either a dick, or he's happy, or he's trying to convince.
Know why? Because you've always been a fucking pussy, Carrie.
So it's been fun, and that was kind of what I was interested in. You know, the different options that the game could play. You know, playing the same person, but with different versions of them.
Motion capture, baby. Johnny Silverhand.
So one of the first elements that I was involved in with the game was motion capture. I've done a fair bit of motion capture. I did it with in the Matrix films. So to start doing the motion capture for Johnny, it was all very familiar to me. The only difference, I think, technologically was how close they were going to real-time review. But creatively, it was very familiar in the sense of starting a library of gesture and the toolbox, let's say, for the animators to work with for the character. So you get to see Johnny as the rock star, you know, you hear about his military past, you know, and he's fighting for his survival. So he's kind of got all of these things leading into the moment of this guy. It's really a kind of an interpretation, because I think there's a Johnny Silverhand in all of us. He's got a lot of energy. He's got a good sense of humor, if not a little dark at times. He's very passionate. He cares. You know, he's kind of naive, but he's also super experienced in life. He's got certainly an appetite for life.
Yo, you're wrong.
Seems
He
extra
wants
crazy.
to change the world. you
Yeah.
know? But he has a cause that he wants to fight against the
Also,
corpocracy.
come on.
Very
Don't tell me you're
expressive
not
emotions.
He's kind of looking for a different kind of freedom.
Corps have long controlled our lives, taken lots. And now they're after our souls.
At least I believed in something bigger. At least I had a cause.
What CD Projekt Red has shared with me in the way that they talk about the game and what I've seen is that it's got a lot of freedom. There's so many different paths that you can play the game on. But it's not just quests of paths. It's like, who are you? How do you want to play the character?
If I gotta kill, I'll kill. If I need your body, I'll fucking take it.
You can go into action, you can go into mystery, you can problem solve in different ways. And where you go in this world, there's so much detail, there's so many different things that you can go off into that are really interesting and fun. There's a real drama to the game and emotional stakes to it. And then there's lighter sides to it. And of course, the music, production design, technologically, how cutting edge it is. I don't think there'll be a game that looks like this. Yeah, it's intense.
I take the driver, you get his side.
Bye-bye.
Before we get into what it was like to actually work with Keanu Reeves,
Yeah,
was it
sick.
always him
There's a
that
lot of
you
new gameplay there,
imagined
actually.
as Johnny Silverhand? Was there anybody else that you ever considered having for the role?
Yeah, Holly, it was a long, arduous, extended process to imagine what Johnny Silverhand is supposed to look like, what he's supposed to sound like, what he's supposed to act like. Everybody and their great-grandmother seemed to have an idea. And the process actually involved a lot of people. The game director, character artists, writers, marketing staff. I could go on. You know, we cast a pretty broad net initially. We considered actors. We considered enlisting actual rock stars, you know, band frontmen to play the role. At one point, we even toyed with the idea of taking and reviving a recently deceased, longtime luminary of the recording industry. Now, some might say that it was a pipe dream to assume that we could do that technologically or otherwise. Well, I'll see you that pipe dream and raise you another, because one could easily say that it was a pipe dream to assume that we could successfully pitch to and ultimately enlist Keanu Reeves to play the role.
Now, I'm sure this is on everybody's mind right now, but what was it actually like to work with Keanu Reeves? Because even he said in the video, this was like nothing he'd ever done before.
A question that I'm sure anybody who gets to work with Keanu has to answer, and I get where it comes from. Keanu is a consummate professional. When he's at work, he's at work. He's completely and utterly focused. To that work, he brings his talent, he brings his art, his technical skill, and overwhelming charm. And yes, the scale and the complexity were and are dazzling. Non-linearities, the variation in attitude, mood, emotion that are required to achieve them, they can be difficult to get your head around. And if you take all of Johnny Silverhand's bits, you know, his screen time, it's like doing the equivalent of many, many feature film roles put together. And we covered all that in a handful of mocap sessions and under 24 VO recording sessions of 4 to 6 hours each. And that took focus, it took control, it took dedication, all of which Keanu provided in heaps.
So tell us a little bit more about the character of Johnny Silverhand and why he's important to the story, but also why it's important to have him played by like such a powerful personality.
Okay, how do I do this without spoiling too much for gamers? In the broadest sense, I'd say Johnny Silverhand is a co-protagonist of the game rather than a sidekick. I mean, there are buddy bits in the game, but in the end, Johnny has an agenda and he pursues it, and V has an agenda and has to pursue that. And to get things done, V and Johnny have to work together. Some of the things they do are V's, and some of the things they do are Johnny's, and some of them are important to both of them. That bonds gamers, I think, to both characters. Both characters' agendas become equally important. Both characters' continued existence becomes equally important. For any gamer or viewer or reader, what you have to do is create that bond between them and the protagonist or protagonists. You have to make those characters understandable to them, likable to them, lovable to them. With that understanding, even when they do something not entirely admirable or say something reprehensible, you stay committed, you stay involved, you stay bonded to them. And there's no denying casting a powerful personality, somebody who exudes charm by the truckload, helps to further all that.
So Boris, can you tell us, like, what does Keanu bring to Johnny Silverhand?
What Keanu brings to Johnny Silverhand is nothing more and nothing less than Keanu. I could parse that into a string of adjectives, but I kind of think that would be borderline insulting because it wouldn't begin to do him justice. To anybody who's seen the applicable movies, Neo is Keanu, Keanu is Neo. John Wick is Keanu, Keanu is John Wick. John Constantine, Johnny Mnemonic, Jonathan Harker, Johnny Utah, they're all Keanu. And to anyone who will play Cyberpunk 2077, Johnny Silverhand will be Keanu. To my mind, at least, star power is a fact and an important factor for broad sections of the audience.
Starting with the name J.
So, can you give us more information about the process of motion capture, right? Because we saw you in the video, doing some of it, but really, how does it work?
I wish I could, Holly, but I'm really no mocap expert, and I can basically tell you what the day looked like, what the process looked like to me. To me, it was a fine day in LA, and I put on a wonky-looking bodysuit with
was he like
globules all over it, and I put on the head cam, and then we proceeded to block and then play out scenes between V and Johnny, and we did it over and over and over again.
The only
As we
person
did
that
that, I
can see
must
Johnny
have poked
is V,
Johnny
so that would make sense,
in the chest hundreds of times, and I must have yelled "fuck off" at Johnny 35 times, well, I never expected to be doing any of that. No, I never imagined I'd be doing any of that.
Well, Boris, thank you so much for joining us. Your voice in the studio is quite iconic. So whenever I talk to you, I feel like I'm in a trailer. It's amazing.
It's not all that. It's not all that, Holly. Thank you.
Well, from Soviet-era synthesizers to body heat radio, it's time to explore the original score and just some of the radio stations you'll be listening to when you're driving around Night City.
I hope it's original score though, because otherwise, when like playing, live streaming this game, you will
be the main vessel of emotions in both movies and video games, and Cyberpunk 2077 is no different.
It actually took us a long time to find the right color of the music.
Getting that sound together is almost as important as the actual look of the game itself, because the music is really helping you feel this emotional connection to the game.
So one of the main ideas was to take the cyberpunk genre out of the 80s and give it a 90s flair. We took elements from rave, IDM, industrial, and make them fit our narrative purposes.
We've decided that close to the 100% of our music would be purely electronic.
That's why we tried to stick to analog synths as much as possible, so it's got a warmth to it.
I'm super proud of the team we've managed to gather for this project.
For me, it was basically my own personal aesthetic matching the aesthetic of the game. When I read the brief, I was like, oh, this is going to be great. I can be myself. I can make music, and it comes from an honest place.
I love the fact that the music in this game is so varied. So we have some tracks that are super dirty, super heavy, and then we have some tracks that are very beautiful and ambient. I'm using all kinds of different effects. So it's been great to be able to experiment with the sound and the style.
It's my first time actually doing any drum tracking for a video game. It's been really exciting. It's been a lot of fun.
It's all about making you feel like a perfect killing machine, because that's what you are basically.
Well, I can do that all day long, so you'll just have to tell me what you like and what you don't like.
Cool. Okay.
It's not going to sound like one thing, depending on what part of the city you're in.
We basically scored every quest pretty much with custom
too much talking
assets created specifically for
too
that
little
quest.
We ended up having over 7.5 hours of music in Cyberpunk.
Working on
Let the guy
Cyberpunk
on the
has
drum
just
kit
been
play.
insane. I can seriously say that I've never worked with such a bunch of mad people in my life, and mad brilliant.
Now we already need this.
The gear that we use comes out of boutique shops, or they are vintage synthesizers like this Polyvox.
I really hope all this effort put into creating this score pays off with satisfying and enjoyable listening and gaming experience.
Hello, Night City.
Yeah, there we go.
Shaking Night City. Good morning, Night City. Your man, Stan here. Ooh, I love this town. Love it like you might love a mother who popped you out on the steps of an orphanage once and now stops you to ask if you got a smoke for her. And now, a shout out to all the lowlifes over at the Atlantis. Ladies and gents, here's that all-time classic in Night City.
Soundtrack is one of the key elements we use to build believable world. We've invited artists from around the world, incredible talents, incredible musicians, to write and produce songs just for us for this project.
The soundtrack for Cyberpunk is insane. So the soundtrack being all the songs that they've got going on, whether it's on the radio or on the background, all these just amazing bands.
We've got over 150 custom genre-bending tracks, all waiting for you to discover them by yourselves.
You know, the reason I wanted to be a part of Cyberpunk is, well, basically I know The Witcher is super sick, and then I actually got to play a preview of the game, which was fucking incredible.
I've always wanted to do something connected to a video game, so I was pretty excited when this came in, and it was like an instant yes.
I was kind of imagining what it would be like being a character in that game. The person that's a musician in this world and this time has grew up in that space.
This isn't just some fun shit, there's also an intellectual and spiritual history to this world that's been constructed for you, you know?
We want to provide you with the soundtrack to fucking shit up. Like, how can you not want to be a part of that?
Again, as long as they don't claim things, then it's fine with me.
Yeah,
For
I
those
have
of
a
you who
feeling
can't
that
wait
might
to
be a
hear
problem.
more from our composers, we're going to be releasing a special 6-track Cyberpunk 2077 EP featuring tracks from the game's original score onto streaming services for you to enjoy for free, and they'll be live at the end of this episode, so you can give them a listen later. In
That's pretty
addition,
cool.
if you're planning on live streaming Cyberpunk,
Oh.
or if you just want
Hey.
to make videos, we want to introduce
Here we
you
go.
to a new mode that will allow you to disable certain copyrighted tracks.
Nice.
We know that for content
Thank
creators,
you.
licensed music can sometimes be problematic. So with this new mode, you'll be able to disable a small number of selected tracks which could cause some issues, replacing them with a different song, helping to avoid any problems.
Oh, that's cool.
If you're going to be live streaming from console, this will start automatically, but you can toggle it on and off in the options as needed. And for PC players, you'll be able to turn it on and off in the game options. Don't forget, as with all episodes of Night City Wire, if you're tuning in late or if you just want to watch anything again, we will be uploading everything to our channels soon.
Now the final trailer.
Now from Polish to Chinese. When Cyberpunk launches, it will have VO in 10 different languages. So we're going to take a closer look at the Jolly technology, which is ensuring each and every one is as authentic as possible.
So hi, my name is Sarah Watling. I am the CEO of Jolly Research in Toronto, Ontario. In this video, we're going to show you a little bit about Jolly the software and Jolly in action within the world of Cyberpunk 2077.
Maintenant, tu vas répondre à mes questions honnêtement, sans détour.
Rayfield's mine. Скажи заплатить 2 раза, заплатишь 2 раза.
Jolly is a suite of tools and a suite of services that result in what we think is the coolest and best and highest quality facial performance on characters.
For games like this, it's always
familiar.
It's automatically
Because
generated.
that would be one of the
on a
downsides
face
of it being
based
first
on
person.
audio dialogue, audio speech from a voice actor.
Slow, deep breaths. Your cortisol and adrenaline spiked, but the soft activated your hormone blockers. Nothing happened. You're alive and well.
What Jolly tries to do is it tries to get to the root of what is being expressed in the vocal performance and put that on a 3D character.
That's Rogue. Best fixer in all of Night City.
There is just an incredible amount of performance in this game.
Sure.
A procedural solution allows you to animate over and over and over again at tremendous scale. Jolly is what powers every single character in the game of Cyberpunk 2077 in all of the languages that the game has been localized for.
Ahora escúchame bien. Este mierdas de Anthony Gilchrist. Es tu contacto.
I want to see the comparison between this footage
All
and
you're doing is changing an attribute.
Yeah.
For example, speech style. If you wanted your character to
It literally
to
looks
shout
better every
instead
time
of
they show
mumble,
it. It's insane.
instead of issuing a set of commands that redo the animation, instead you click an attribute going from, in this case, mumble to shout.
But you walk. You bleed, but you walk. You bleed, but you walk. You breathe.
If the lip sync is right, you don't notice. If the faces match and match the performance, you don't notice because you're too busy paying attention to how awesome the game is, how much you care about these characters, what you're gonna do, and that's what we want. That to me is that's the sizzle.
Don't you know you owe the sheriff a word when you pay his town a visit? To tell him what's brought you here. Maybe even over a cup of coffee.
Now we're excited to reveal digital and in-game rewards for Cyberpunk 2077. It's our way of saying thank you for your support. Now, every copy of the game comes with digital downloadable goodies such as the art book, the original score, and a digital comic, all from the Cyberpunk universe. But there's more. You can also claim in-game items for Cyberpunk 2077. For example, you could be rocking the Wolf School jacket for simply connecting the game to your GOG account. And if you have other CD Projekt Red games, such as The Witcher or Gwent, you can get even more. And it works both ways. If you connect the game to your GOG account, you can also unlock special in-game items for Gwent, the Witcher card game, such as the samurai-inspired card and coin back, and the breathtaking title. Now, this new My Reward program is for everybody. No matter which platform you're playing Cyberpunk on, you'll be able to get your digital goodies and in-game items. Now, this is just the beginning, and there'll be more items coming in the future, and we'll have more information on My Rewards soon. As always, don't forget that if you've missed anything or if you just want to watch again, we will be uploading everything to our channels soon. So before we take a look at that new gameplay trailer, we just want to reveal that a number of games media from all over the world have been playing Cyberpunk 2077, and you'll be able to read their latest impressions when this episode of Night City Wire finishes, so you can go and check them out. So now, let's wrap up this episode and take a look at that brand new gameplay trailer.
They got a lock on us. Engine's been hit.
Get us out of here.
I'm losing control.
At CD Projekt Red, we dedicate ourselves to telling immersive stories. Yet with every new project, we set out to make our games bigger, more complex, deeply engaging.
Rockstar trailer.
Come on.
Yeah.
Let's get you home. Cyberpunk 2077 marries exploration of a vast open world with kinetic combat, story-changing player choices, and robust character development, all to bring you into our vision of the dark future.
You ever feel like a city doesn't give you a choice? You either burn alive in it, or you never existed at all.
The year is 2077. An economic crisis culminating in nuclear conflict has left America in pieces. With most of the continent degenerating into lawless war zones, people from all over have converged on the already overcrowded Night City, one of the world's last great megalopolises. A hub amassing the best in resources and know-how, and home to manufacturers of cutting-edge technologies, Night City continues to offer the promise of a civilized future.
What? No, this isn't happening.
Oh, but it is! But in the city's streets, a merciless struggle for power rages. Gangs, corporate agents, hustlers, religious cultists, politicians, and all manner of criminals strive to outplay one another. Ordinary people get caught in the crossfire.
Looking for justice. In Night City, I seek revenge. Much more feasible here.
In this world, consumed by never-ending conflict, sometimes only an outsider will get the job done.
Elizabeth tells me you have answers for us. I'm all ears.
And that's you, an urban mercenary, a cyber-enhanced gun for hire.
We seem to understand each other. Take this, too.
As a mercenary, you swear no allegiance. You've chosen the outlaw life and trust that your abilities will carry you up Night City's ruthless, underground social ladder.
Heart of Night City. That's it right there.
To thrive as a merc, you need the right combination of gear, skills, and reputation.
Dex had a load to say about you. I hope he wasn't overselling.
With the money you earn, you can turn yourself into a living weapon, buying guns and enhancements in the hundreds.
Yeah.
As you roam the city's streets, you gain the experience you need to upgrade abilities and acquire perks. Combine the right skills and gear to create a gunslinger with inhuman reflexes. A stealthy netrunner with command of all surrounding tech. Or practically anyone in between. In Cyberpunk 2077, you steal a prototype biochip that can set you up for life.
Being filthy rich.
When its sealed container is ruptured, the only way to prevent the biochip from failing is to slot it into your head. It turns out it contains the digitized soul of Johnny Silverhand, a dead rocker boy with violence on his mind.
You mean to say there's an actual terrorist in my head, right now?
He's out for revenge. Aims to bring down the megacorp that made the chip.
Do whatever it takes to stop him, defeat him, gut him.
What is in your head can shift the balance of power in Night City. The high and mighty will do anything to lay their hands on it.
Told you I'd end you someday.
The choices you make will shape your story and determine how events unfold.
V, you gotta take him down. That's why we're here.
But not everything in Night City is a matter of life and death. Sometimes it's about style, choosing your look, your ride, your pastime.
Sorry, how many
Who's it
outfits was
yourself?
that?
Choosing
What
how
the
you
hell?
spend your dirty money. Welcome to the next generation of open world adventure. Immerse yourself in Cyberpunk 2077.
We finally know more than, like, beyond the tutorial of the game.
I am so happy.
Yeah.
There's
Thanks
so much to
Infinity
go
GB
over.
for the sub. 6 months. That's amazing. Okay, as always, I'm going to go to that trailer. Let's hope we can like loop that a bit. So we
Yeah.
can like see it a little bit more.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things to go over, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Let me see where the I think it's actually this one. So I'm doing this and then I'm going to the YouTube page. So what is your reaction immediately, Dennis? Thanks everyone for sticking around, by the way. So much spoiler, I'm not sure. I think it's always like with these games, they are like hundreds of hours. We finally saw more than like...
Than the first 4.
Yeah, than the first 4. Yeah, than what other people have played. So we only have like the Johnny Silverhand trailer so far, but I'm going to refresh.
That's okay, that one was pretty cool as well. No, but first reactions are one, like I'm happy because I think that the my story theory thing that I had, I think that still holds. I think that might still be the case. So we're gonna see when the game comes out if I'm actually correct.
Yeah,
they gave a lot of new information that I think were some things I already predicted. So that's always nice. And the other thing is like the final trailer they showed. I want to have a good look at that skill tree and the outfit menu. Like, how much was that?
Yeah, but I was like, okay, the outfits look awesome, but they were like all recolors in a way. I mean, in a glance, it looked like that. So
yeah, but I think it was just one page, right?
Yeah,
I assume
sure.
There's going to be even more then.
There's gonna be a lot. Yeah.
So,
but like spoilers like that, that's the first time that we actually see that, and we're like a few weeks before launch. Like, I really think we haven't seen anything yet. I'm not sure what the media had got to play. I'm sure it's like a different sort of section of the game than what we've already seen multiple times. Not sure if they have like extra gameplay then as well, or if it's just like riding.
I hope there's gonna be extra gameplay.
Just
That
the
would be
improvements overall, also looking at this footage, are pretty nuts.
Yeah.
We're of course looking at high-end PC footage, I would imagine. But yeah, it's looking better each time. I thought it was awesome that they finally did like some sort of overview trailer that we've been kind of asking about. They focused on like different categories of the game in each Night City Wire, and it now kind of came together in the end, which was kind of nice.
Yeah. And I don't think they mentioned another one, right? So I think it's safe to assume that this is the final one then, because normally they always do that. So
no, I think you're right. Yeah, this is gonna be the final one before launch, and it makes sense. I also feel that that was kind of like a like the kickoff of their marketing in a way, like show people again like why they should be excited. It's still not up though, that trailer. So
that's a shame. I really want to have another look at that one.
Yeah,
it's like every time they show this game, there's something new that impresses me.
I can like look.
Like
back
I don't.
At the,
I was already hyped a year ago, and now.
Yeah, but now it's close. Now we know it's close.
Well, we thought so in April and September and last month, but you know.
And people are
four
in the
times
chat
the charm.
saying, so we can go to the beach and take a swim. Like the
you can go skinny dipping, man.
Like it feels like more like GTA every time they show it as well. So we're getting to the trailer again now. I want to see it in 4K though, so I will be checking the official page. But like, yeah, this is sort of the roller coaster rides you can do. Yeah, skinny dipping, like underwater gameplay. We see it here. Yeah, pretty nice.
Yeah, and the underwater part like really gets me curious. Like, what's that gonna be? Is that like a one-time mission thing, or can you just like buy a scuba suit and go explore?
I think you. That's hard to say, of course, but like it's CD Projekt Red, so I do think that there might be more to it, that they want to bring this world to life. Can't wait to go to the strip club, Frederick says. Yeah, we will not be showcasing that in videos. So for people who don't know, we actually got hit by a demonetization for showcasing 2 seconds of like a feed going to the strip club, which was part of a trailer. So
Which I
Never
think
again.
they actually showed again in this video, like that
Yeah.
same footage. So
The game is releasing in 77 years. No, I think that it actually might be this. Might
can
be
you
happening.
skip it back a little bit with like the mech? Because I had an interesting thought about that. There was a. There we go, that one. So there was this one part in the footage where you see like, you see like a crosshair in the middle of the screen, but you don't see your arms, and you see like all those people light up red. I think it was on a rooftop or something.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And just firing a machine gun into them. Can we hack these guys? Is that a thing?
I think that was like part of a main mission that you're maybe like in a helicopter and like shooting maybe.
That could also be the case.
But
'cause
yeah,
it
I
did look
totally think so.
quite-
That
quite a
with
bit
like
higher up.
like if you're really like spending points in the hacking and being a netrunner, then you can likely hack them, and
How cool would that be?
that would be awesome. I'm gonna check the 4K trailer. It should be up now because I want to see it in that sweet 4K.
Yes.
Yes, there we go.
Show
Okay, they
us.
put it up like 10,000 times, so I think we of course want the official. Yeah. Okay, we got it here, 4K. Let's go. Let's skip ahead a bit because we were already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? Because I've talked about mine now.
Oh
What do you
yeah,
think?
I'm like, I still can't believe that this is something we can play in a few weeks. In a way, like for me, with like now the consoles being out, it already feels like normally around this time in the year you don't get a game anymore. Like it's over. It's like the final games have released, and now we're enjoying them and getting into the Christmas season, and to still have this game. And that's what also kind of what is kind of weird with the whole Game Awards situation. Like I think the Game Awards are on December 12th, or are they like something like that, right? So
I can look it up.
Yeah, the Game Awards are like either when the game comes out or when we're all playing this. So it will feel so wrong for them to talk about all the games that have come out, celebrate them, while we are all playing Cyberpunk and that game not being nominated at all.
It is literally, I think it's either the same day or the day after. If I look it up, it says December 11th, 1 a.m. GMT +1, so that's 1 a.m. for us.
Yeah, so it's like the game has come out for one day, and in the night,
it's literally the same day.
Yeah, it's literally the same day for people in the US. So that will be weird. That will be so weird. And I get why they do it. Like they want to have like the January, like doing it in January would already kind of make it feel old, although it would have made so much sense. Because what we're seeing here is like totally they are trying a ton of different things, and to not have that in the Game of the Year discussion is gonna be weird, at least during that award show. But I don't know.
On the other hand, if you think about it, there are still people who are discovering like new stuff, like cutscenes, or let's have a look at this. But new little cutscenes or dialogues and stuff in The Witcher 3. So probably CD Projekt Red was like, okay, so if we release it at the exact same day as the Game Awards, people will have a year to figure out everything that's going on with this game, and then they can fully appreciate it.
Yeah,
so I think a year is.
It will
I don't
be
even
weird,
know if that's
though.
gonna be enough time.
Oh, no.
Like, look at this.
Yeah, what the heck is going on?
Okay, so Cyberware has rarities as well. That's already
Yeah.
interesting.
Mm-hmm. Damn. I'm not sure. Like, I hope that it like that is not like the system that you, because this person is level 27. We see that on top of the screen on the top left. So this person already like is very far into the game. I was like, I really hope, and you normally see that with RPGs, that some of the features here open up later on. But you have like even slots or cost slots for like the Raven Micro Cyber cost slots.
Yeah. So you kind of have to balance. You cannot put like all the upgrades on at once. There's like a slot system, I think, that you need to manage.
This is like gonna be a very important item to get. Like allows you to perform quick hacks on targets and devices while scanning. Like
What's also really interesting is that there's a list of device hacks where you see like different icons. So I think the items you can, or the not items, but like the mechanical things that you can hack are actually dependent on the chip. So getting a really good chip early on can help you hack things that are like not just cameras. This is also really interesting because we've seen this in older builds and it looks way different now.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks more like it was like way more like now they have like cool icons added to it and stuff like that. I think that was missing.
And this looks way more expensive than it was. I think they had it all in one page.
Yeah.
And then it was like the 5 main stats, and then there were like 3 attributes that derived from that, which is still the case because the handguns, rifles, and blades are all dependent on reflexes. But now rifles, handguns, and blades all have their own separate skill tree.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Hey,
this is also interesting, by the way.
Like what?
I think that's the first time we've seen a non-human enemy type.
Yeah, that's
apart
what I
from
was
the
saying.
mechs.
Like these, and they seem to be in the Badlands. Awesome.
It's like wild AIs running around. That would be cool.
Man, that's gonna be pretty crazy. I mean, I'm happy that after Cyberpunk, it's kind of like not a lot of new games are coming out because then you will be just spending a ton of time with this game and figuring everything out because there will be a ton.
You're gonna need all the time we can get with this one. Just figuring out what's in the main game, and then considering the fact that they're gonna be having both DLC and just post-launch content that's gonna be added for free.
Yeah, they always.
I can't wait. I honestly can't wait.
Yeah, me too. I'm just. I hope that we are able to get it a little early so we can prepare some content. That would really help with a game like this. But I want to thank Psychics for 6444 for also becoming a sub. Infinity GB, of course, as well. Molek did it prime sub during the stream. The Cool, Victor. And the Deviously Yodeler we already had. So thanks everyone for the support and for watching. And yeah, we will of course be covering the game. We will be focused on Valhalla a lot, of course. Have still a lot of videos coming for that. But then around launch we will have similar type of content for this as well. Kylo Ren has a donation on the very last minute here. I'm a big fan. This game is going to be very good. Why is Red Dead from Origins and Valhalla immortal? Only answer if it's not a spoiler. I'm still playing. Kylo, like, I don't think they will explain it. I haven't seen an explanation. I think it's just a fun Easter egg for people who played Origins. And I also think that with the Animus, you can do anything. So if we actually press a developer about this, I'm sure they're going to say, yeah, the Animus makes you see like weird, like with the Animus you can like really explain a lot. So I think it's a weird Animus glitch or just like they will find a way to have it make sense in that universe.
What if to bring it back to sort of Cyberpunk, what if it's like Neo in the Matrix? What if it's just a computer program, a sentient computer program?
Yeah, I mean that would explain his immortality in a way.
Rita is Keanu Reeves confirmed.
It breaks canon though. I get it. I was never. Reda is more like a gameplay mechanic. He's like not part of the story, so I don't see him being like canon or having that much of an impact. I'm always with these types of things. I'm like happy that they did it instead of like not doing it, and because it would like kind of ruin the story. I think it's cool that they actually do fun things like this because in terms of the main story, it is not impacted at all. So thanks, Dennis, for joining, as always.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks, everyone, for watching. We can't wait for the game. I think you too, right? And then
yeah,
we'll see you next time.